Shalom. This is Yahoo Tedeknu with another dream. Um, I really just pray that it's Yah will for me to put these things out. I don't want to be a servant hide and tell. But I also don't want to give information that Yahuwah has only given to me. I just want to be a faithful servant. So I'm putting these out because I'm not trying to hide talents. So I want you guys to know these things. I had a dream about 2 weeks ago when I was in Colorado, visiting my grandmother-in-law, who is a very sweet woman, by the way. I love her. I call her Granny. And as I was sleep that night, around 2 something in the morning, I had a very vivid and disturbing dream, almost terrifying. And I'm not an easy guy to terrify. Basically, nothing really terrifies me, but yeah. And those people who know me know that's a fact. I've been in natural disasters from Katrina to the fires, the smoke coming down, and earthquake. I mean, I've been in dangerous situations. So many. I've been in quite a few life or death situations. I don't terrify easily at all. I don't fear anything but yeah. But this dream was sort of frightening. It didn't quite frighten me, but I was shook up, really shook up. And it might sound simple saying it, but if you saw what I saw, it's a different story. I was at my grandmother's house in New Orleans, Gretna, Louisiana, in Jefferson Parish, her old house at Guard Lane Apartments, um, in Terrytown. So I was at her house, and we were talking about some things. We were, relating. Family members were there, and then everybody had to leave for something. It was just me and my wife there, but my wife really wasn't in the dream. Oh, and then my grandmother told me, so y'all need to prepare. I said, prepare for what? She said, there's a storm coming. I said, a storm? And there's something in my head said, it's worse than Hurricane Sandy. And I said, is it worse than Hurricane Sandy? And she said, yeah, it's worse than Hurricane Sandy. So I'm freaked out by that. First of all, that people from New Orleans talking about preparing for a storm. They never really prepare for storms. They prepare for just a little bit. And this storm was supposed to be way far off somewhere, and they only prepare a little bit in advance, like almost when the storm is there. Because hurricane seasons every year, you might get 2 or 3 hurricanes a year, depending on the year. You might get none. So New Orleans people are so used to it. But that kind of struck me odd. So I went to another part of the dream, and my cousin Derek, um, I'm sorry, I should not have given his name, but my cousin Derek, dang, I did it again. My cousin who has been in and out of detention homes and juvenile detention centers and stuff like that, just got out of jail. He's turning his life around, and he used to be into some things that kids are into nowadays. But he's working, he's got a job, he's doing good for himself. Um, he was messing with gangs and stuff like that, but I saw him in a bathroom. He was washing his hands, and we were talking, and I told him that something said to me in my head at that moment. I was using the bathroom. Something said to me, tell him it's one last chance to turn your life around. So I told him something said it's one last chance to turn your life around, and he told me I know. And he said, I just want. He said something about life. He said a chance, a change. He said I want to change my life. I just want life, to experience life, something like that. But I don't think he symbolized in the dream too much himself, but young Hebrew teens his age. So he walked out, and I went to go check on this hurricane, this storm that was developing. And so I went on the internet, but it was like I actually flew over the planet. And as I was flying, it's like it was in some far-reaching island or on the southern tip of Africa. And I saw the southern tip of Africa, but United States looked different, almost like South America. Like maybe they're gonna switch positions or something. I don't know. But I knew it was the United States. But I went flying over Africa, boom, hit the southern tip, and was looking at the storm. And this storm was strange. This was like some kind of freak of nature. It had 3 winds. and one in the center, one that swirled around it, and another one that swirled around it. And the two of the winds, one was going clockwise, and the other one was going counterclockwise. And I was like, that is strange. I've never seen a hurricane look like that. It looked like a tornado on land, except it was different. It was freakish. I don't even know what the third wind was doing. It was just strange. I've never seen that. And it was large to start off like that. And it developed on land. It was a hurricane that formed on land. And it looked like a tornado started off, except it had three distinct winds. They weren't attached. They were separate. You can see one was clockwise, the other one was counterclockwise. It was a wind that went around them. I don't know which way it went, how it was really behaving. I was just so awestruck. And then I heard the news reporter say it was like a television broadcast, like when you look at the radar and they're flying over and they give you a global view, a geographic view. Well, the newscaster said, this ain't no Hurricane Sandy or something along those lines. Like, it's implying that it's worse. He said, this is Hurricane New Orleans. I said, what? He said it just like that. He said, this is Hurricane New Orleans. I paused for a second, like, what? That's a strange name for a hurricane. Then when he clicked the projected path, and the thing began to go on a projected path, it snaked. Like, it began to snake. Like, I don't know if I can do it on the screen. It snaked across the screen like this. It went back and forth, up and down. But it started in this corner. Say it started on this corner. And it snaked up and down and up and down. And it kept going back and forth like a serpentine river. Like, yeah. It snaked back and forth. And as it went, it began to grow larger and larger. Because I know, y'all know how Hurricane Sandy came up the East Coast and then it hooked. Boom. Almost a 90-degree turn, which is just unnatural. Especially for a hurricane. This thing was even more unnatural. This thing snaked. It came up, almost made a 90-degree turn, and snaked down, and almost made a 90, and snaked, like boom, 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 until it went across the entire screen, and then it just kept getting larger and larger and larger as it was snaking, and then it hit land. And when it hit land, this thing blew up. It's like land made it stronger. It started on land, and then when it hit land, it got stronger. And I mean, when this thing hit land, it must have quadrupled or quintupled in size. This thing, it was snaking, boom, hit land, boom. It took up almost the whole screen. And I mean, it was doing some deep snaking before, but when it blew up and hit land, it continued to snake. And this thing, I heard in my head, it said every major city. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It can't be every major city. It gotta be, maybe just the cities on the coast. And that's what I think. Maybe it's just the cities along the coast. But I was hearing this hit multiple coasts, or maybe all the coasts of the United States. And I was like, this is like weird. This is unnatural. This can't be. So I actually went to where the storm was. After the projected path was shown, I went to where the storm was and flew over South Africa, or wherever that was where it formed. And I went down into the storm, in the eye of the storm. And there was a demon there, who is seen as the idol of Egypt, the one who the Illuminati shaped their eye after. The one, the left eye person, deity start with an H. Torah tells us not to pronounce their name, so I'm not even going to say his name. But his name comes where the word hour comes from, as in time, as well as horizon. And he's the hawk deity of their Egypt, idol, demon. And he was sitting down on a chair, and there was a boat in front of him. And I was on the boat, and it was water. And he would send waves to the boat to try to drown the people in the boat.